Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there. Welcome to part 2 of the DeSoto Nature Trail. I'm Randy Cantrell. I'm glad that you clicked play. We are here at HSVInsideOut.com, and we're picking up kind of sort of where we left off the last time. We did part 1 of the Nature Trail. Now we're going to do what I'm calling the back side of the trail. This is going to go down one side of the spillway. In a future episode, we'll do the spillway trail walk, which will be on the other side of the spillway. We are walking across the Lake DeSoto Dam, and we are headed directly toward the spillway, dead ahead. By the time we get there, we are going to be ready for the bench that's on the other side. This is happening in June 2024, the latter part of June. Things have been dry for a little while. Not too dry. We've had a ton of rain this spring. Seems like it's been rainy everywhere in this part of the country. Reminder, you can take your dogs on these trails. They must be leashed. We're coming up on a station where you can grab baggies and there's a trash can to pick up after your pet. And once we get past this big pine tree dead ahead, which you will notice has the yellow marking that we've talked about, many of these trails in the village have yellow markings that are about eye level height, just to keep you on track, make sure that you don't veer off the trail. And there's the spillway. As we said, to the right is a peninsula. And that's just a little loop trail that you see there to the right. Over on the other side is the spillway trail. And over on that side is where the Lake DeSoto beach is located. You can tell by the activity on this spillway. There's just a little bit of water that occasionally splashes over. When we've had a good rain, this is a terrific place to see whitewater. And now as we head this way, we're walking down this side of the spillway. It could be argued that this is kind of a bit of a spillway trail. But we're now on the descent. This is still the DeSoto Nature Trail. As we said, this is a 1.2 mile trail. If you do have a hiking pole or a staff, this is a good trail to use that. This is a far easier part of the trail. Well, for one thing, we're not ascending, we're descending. So we're going downhill ever so slightly. Again, you see the yellow markers. Not a problem this time of year because you can easily see the trail. When you come in the autumn or in the winter, all of the fallen leaves and things on the trails, those markings are way more convenient at those times of year. There along the right side is the spillway. I've often come here and recorded some video just to hear the sound of the rushing water. There are a few little spots like this one that you can venture down if you're bold enough and brave enough, as we clearly are, holding a camera and hanging onto trees. This enables you to get a closer look of the spillway and some of the moving water that's down this way, as you can see there in the lower left quadrant of the video. And for those of you that have been accustomed to the podcast, greatly appreciate you. We have tried to forewarn you in past episodes that increasingly we're going to do an awful lot of video. And so I realize that this narration does not translate real well to just an audio-only experience. We're not going to apologize for that, but we're glad that you clicked play, but you're going to want to go over to YouTube or to our website, hotspringsvillageinsideout.com, so that you can see these glorious images that we're trying to show folks. Feedback so far from all of you guys has been terrific, and so we greatly appreciate it. We're glad to know that we're kind of on track to give you the kind of content you want, especially those of you that have never visited the village or those of you that are considering making the village your next destination, whether it's a visit or to move here. This gives you a great idea of kind of the flavor of the place, which is the whole point. So the long and short of that is subscribe to the YouTube channel, sign up for the free email newsletter over our website. So you see the moving water there. We're staring at the spillway, which is broad, goes all the way across to the other side. This entire trail is going to just run pretty parallel to the spillway all the way down. And we are headed toward basically the street and where we parked the car. So you can park your vehicle, you can start the trail as we did in part 1 of this series, and you can walk the trail, and then you come across the dam, and now you descend, and, well, you'll end up where you started. So very convenient. I love these little offshoot trails, and I can't resist passing them up. And thankfully, there are a bunch of these little small trees that are solid enough you can hang on to them. I would advise you be careful as you venture down these. You do not want to fall. I'm just a sucker for moving water. If you go to our Facebook group page, which anybody can join, you'll find links to that over at our website, hsvinsideout.com. I will occasionally do 62 seconds of Zen, and it almost always will include the sound of rushing water. You can tell there has been a lot of rain because that it's not very deep, but it's clear. So we're going to get back up on the main trail. we've descended one of these little offshoot trails that will take you down closer to the spillway. And this incline is steeper than the video would make it look. So we strain and struggle and pull our way back up to the main trail here and continue our descent. The entirety of this trail is 1.2 miles. I don't know. I haven't mapped out the exact separation, of that first part of the trail and how long that is and versus this part. Because this is going downhill, this seems infinitely quicker. I told you I was a sucker for these little offshoot trails that go down to the spillway. Now, this particular offshoot can take you down, and then you can walk parallel to the main trail, which is up on the higher ground. And the cool thing about this is if you do venture down these, it's just a different view and a different experience every time. So we're now peering out over these rocks to find the water, and there it is. It's been about a week since we had rain. And again, if this were a day or two after a rain because of all the water that runs off the mountains, this would be significantly more moving water. I love coming after a rain for that very reason. A lot of strange root formations and things because of the rocks and the topography. And for those of us that moved here from other places that don't have this kind of topography, coming from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we got nothing like this. It's basically flat and very kind of clay-based soil, so very different. Back on the main trail. See if we can keep our focus and stay on the trail for a while. I won't make any promises. If you enjoy walking and hiking, as I do, we're almost all cut from the same cloth. Like here's a path and it's like, okay, where does this, I wonder where this takes me. And we have to go find out. As you can tell, the trees are going to get a little bit thicker now as we get closer and closer toward the end, which I love. This is about midday, in case you're curious. And temperatures this time of year are high 80s, low 90s, at least this year. Not too bad. The humidity today is not terrible. You are going to want to spray, especially ankles. Would highly, highly, highly recommend that you use some product like Deep Woods Off or Cutter or whatever your brand of choice is, and protect yourself from ticks and other bugs. It is a nature trail, so you do need to prepare yourself for that. And of course, sunblock is always highly advisable. A hat to protect yourself, all of that. Once we get down here toward the end, we do take a few different bends, and dead ahead is the road that we drove in on to park the car, and a bridge and moving water that is coming down from the spillway. And by the time you see this, mission complete. We have just walked the DeSoto Nature Trail. You can, as that arrow indicates, you can approach it from that perspective, and you can make that the ascent as opposed to the way that we did it. I just prefer it the way I showed you, but you can do it in reverse order. And then this is kind of the bottom of the spillway. Enjoy this sound. That, my friends, is the DeSoto Nature Trail, and I'm glad you came along for the ride. Randy Cantrell for Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.